What are you eating over there, buddy? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We're joined by Kayvon Thibodeaux. Kayvon, Tiki, Evan Roberts, Sean Morash. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man.
Hold on, let's get your microphone on for a second. How are you, man?
Check.
Yeah.
Alrighty, yeah, I'm doing good, man.
What are you eating, by the way? I'm kind of
some chocolate chip cookies.
chocolate chip. Are you allowed?
Okay, some.
Are you allowed?
There's like 10 there.
Like 5. You know what
I
I mean?
mean,
Listen, you need that midday energy. I'll tell you that.
So that you're allowed to eat that in the midst of training camp? Like there isn't like some strict health regimen on what you're allowed and not allowed to eat?
I ain't been on a regimen since my mom stopped cooking for me. So I'm good.
Kayvon's he's a specimen. He can afford that.
No, I understand. We can't.
Sean, you can't afford that.
I don't know. I was going to say that makes my night feel a lot better tonight when I'm smoking through cookies.
Yeah, just pace yourself. Breathe.
Yeah.
If Sean asked for one of those cookies, would you hand one over, or are they all yours right now?
Nah, I definitely. I'm a share. Sharing is caring.
Can I have a cookie, Kayvon?
Have at it.
Don't do it to the poor guys.
There it
Look,
is.
he grabbed the biggest one.
I did. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Look at you.
How's camp been, Kayvon? Obviously, last year you battled a couple injuries in camp. It's been healthy for the most part. How you feeling so far?
Definitely been a healthy camp. It's been great, actually. Just, getting back with the guys and almost, preparing for that game one.
Mm-hmm.
It's around the corner. We still got some preseason games left, so you don't want to look too far ahead, but just, continuously stacking the days.
Now that you have a year under your belt and, you had a really good year despite the low sack totals, but people don't understand why that is. We'll get to that in a little bit. But the familiarity of being an NFL player, how much more prepared do you feel this season than you did a year ago?
And it's funny you said the word prepared, but it's knowing how to prepare, right? And I think that's like the main part that I've grown in. And now it's like, going week in and week out and even doing preseason, it's like you're kind of practicing how you're going to prepare for each week. So, not really laying back and saying, oh, it's preseason, but really going through those strides and taking the time to start to break down film and do different things that I know I'm going to do once, the season starts.
You said something interesting. I think it was a few weeks ago now, because just as a football fan watching, if someone said, hey, what kind of year did Kayvon have as a rookie? I'd say he had a pretty good rookie year. I think most of us would say that. But you said watching the film from last year disgusts you.
Yeah.
What made you feel that way?
Well, see, that's the thing. When you look at, the quality of football played, it was really good. I didn't play a bad play. I don't think there was many edge setters that could be a triple threat, which is, drop back, set the edge, and pass rush. Mm-hmm. But for me, when you talk about the ability that I know I have and not being able to execute the certain moves and the certain things that I wanted to do at a high level, that's where I kind of felt like, this year I'm going to be able to really, step my game up as far as when you talk about pass rush. I'm a guy who's a technician, and I really take pride in that. So the fact that I wasn't able to, or I didn't have the mindset to execute those moves is what, I said kind of disgusts me when you look back at it going into stuff and I didn't use them.
Was that a physical thing? Was it getting used to? I mean, it's a different level of football.
I would say it's more mental, right? Yeah. And it is obviously physical because guys are bigger, stronger, faster. But when you talk about, being prepared in a sense like, the confidence, right? In college, like I had the confidence that I would be able to execute my moves. So going into a game, I knew what I was going to do.
Yeah,
and
in college, it was just like
exactly.
It don't matter who you are. I'm better than you. So
exactly.
It's all good.
But you have to build that confidence. So if you notice, even at the end of the season, I started having better rushes. Even though we lost against the Eagles, that was probably my best pass rushing game. And then when you look at Washington, that was obviously a good pass rushing game. But just starting to see that at the end of the season, I built up that confidence, and now kind of bringing that, into the second season and having that under my belt, it's only up from here.
What is kind of your personal goal on? Is it 12 sacks this year? Like, what jumps out at you as something that you want besides the winning? Because I know, of course, that's the number one goal. But like personally, what is it? You got to go get paid. It's about production. So it's about impacting the team and being a guy. And Michael Strahan said, a great thing. You don't want to just be one of the 11 guys. You want to be the guy of the 11. So understanding that I want to be a real factor on this team, and I got to do it week in and week out.
It's interesting you talk about the sack totals because people point that out all the time. And I'm like, well, you're not watching what Wink is asking Kayvon to do. Mm-hmm. And it's not always, all right, it's you and that tackle, go get the quarterback. Mm-hmm. It is, all right, I need you to pull that tackle because this edge is coming on the outside and we need a free shot or we need a free rusher to get home. Do you sometimes just look at Wink and say, Wink, just let me go. Just let me go get him.
It's funny that you say that, but, it always works out, right? Because now, he's such a chess player when it comes to play calling and things like that, that although it's not a, specific person that he's like, okay, I want you to go do this, I want you to go do that. It's a scheme and it's a team. So now maybe this week I'm not the premier guy getting all the one-on-ones, but next week it sets up for the next game or the next week or the next 3 games. So yeah, I think it is sometimes, when you look at the grand scheme of it, like, yeah, I've even seen statistics that like, oh, guys in weak system never get over 15, 10 sacks or whatever. And it's like that, yeah, that's realistic. But when you talk about your ability in the film you're able to put out and the things you're able to do, playing with Wink, I'll probably steal an extra 5 years on the back end of my career because I've been able to unlock a lot of other traits in my game.
Did you think last year the injury in the preseason set you back from your goals earlier in the year when you returned?
Definitely. I mean, anytime you get injured, especially one that hinders you from playing, it's you have to reset your mental, you have to reset your physical, you have to get in shape again. There's a long haul back. So even it's like when I played my first game back, I wasn't really back.
Right.
It was just understanding that I was healthy enough to play, and then it wasn't until 3 games after that where I'm like, okay, now I feel comfortable, dominating on the field.
Talking to Kayvon Thibodeaux, we're here at Giant Camp. Got to experience the postseason in your first year in the NFL. What was the worst thing an Eagle fan screamed at you when you were sitting there?
I wasn't even me. It was my parents and family. They were out there.
I stopped letting them go.
Yeah.
I stopped letting my family go. I'm serious.
They were screaming at your family?
They're just wearing Thibodeaux jerseys. They don't know it's my mom.
Oh, that's okay.
So you talk about all the vulgar stuff that's going on in the stands. That's probably the more. I could care less being on the field. You just kind of zone it out. But yeah, it's the family who don't. It's hard for them to process that. They're not talking to you. They're talking to the character or to the the sport.
So Christmas Day this year, they're going to stay home. They're not going back, right?
Oh, no, they'll be back. That's the thing. That's my family. We from L.A., so they're like, okay, now we know what it is. Now we know. My mom's like, yeah, I'm bringing my pepper spray. They're not messing with me.
That's tough. Let me talk about the goals of this defensive line. Just more specifically, it's you, it's Leonard, it's Dex, Aziz. You guys. I mean, there's some talent on your defensive line. Where are you guys setting your goal up front?
I mean, the pressure is on, and I say the pressure is on because it's on me and Aziz, and I say that because we know what we have interior-wise. We know we've seen it. They've proven themselves over the years, and now it's really up to me and Aziz to match their energy. To be the guys that we're supposed to be, so the unit can be what it's supposed to be. So the pressure's on, and our goals are set high, and we just got to bring it every day.
You changed the season, I think, for the good last year on Sunday Night Football. Someplace the Giants hadn't seen the fans hadn't seen the team play in a long time. A lot of primetime games this year. Are you the primetime guy for this defense?
I got to be. I think there's not an option. There's not a luxury you have in this league because if you're not the primetime guy, you probably won't be here long. So, I got to take pride in making plays, and I got to do everything that's going to set me up to make those plays.
Yeah, they drafted you in the first round. I mean, it's right. That's what they drafted you for. Do you feel pressure? You know what I mean? Does it feel like there's an outside pressure on you?
Pressure never goes away, right? Because when you're a rookie, you're fighting for a spot. When you're a sophomore, you're fighting to show your worth. When you're up for your contract, you're fighting for the new money. When you get your contract, you're fighting to show why you got paid. Like, it's never ending when you talk about pressure. And then now we're just in a position that we have so much potential that if you don't reach those heights, it'll be a waste, right? So we feel, as much as anybody feels, that this is a very competitive team. We have a lot of competition in every position. So with that being said, and this is the New York Football Giants, we're bred to win. So the pressure is on.
And you see Andrew Thomas getting paid, Dexter Lawrence getting paid, Daniel getting paid. You're already having visions of that big contract you're going to sign in a couple of years.
I'm having visions of what I'm going to do in practice tomorrow. I'm telling you. But like that.
Are you? I know as a fan, like I watched the preseason, and it took me about 10 minutes to say, all right, I'm done. Can we start the real thing? As a player, are you guys there, or are you still kind of, I don't want to say enjoying preseason, but benefiting from it?
I think real competitors, you can't overlook the now, right? Because in football, and maybe it's not the same in other sports. Obviously, there are a lot of God-gifted talent that people have. But football is such like a brick-by-brick sport that the player I'm going to be by week 1 is not even close to I'm not even close to that now. Right, so understanding that the only way I'll get there and the only way I'll have a great game is by continuously stacking those bricks through the preseason, through fall training, and understanding that the growth is in the days, right? It's not in the future, right? It's in today, it's in tomorrow.
How have you found New York? I mean, New York it can be amazing, can be crazy. They love you when you're playing great. You had a great season last year. How have you found here, the city, the fan, all that stuff?
Man, it's been amazing just being here. I always say this is my new home. I hope to be here for the next 10 years, the rest of my NFL career. But when you look at, what we have in store, it almost makes you keep putting it on the back burner. Like I don't even want to experience New York until we win. I don't even want to go outside until, we secure what we need to secure as a team and as a player individually, in the NFL.
When the season ended, did you stay or did you go back to California?
I was out of here. It was about to snow.
So you're not a New York or New Jerseyite quite yet.
Not yet.
Can you ever see yourself saying, you know what, I'm playing here? I want to live here, even during the snowy months of February and March.
Nah, with this football season, I'll be on vacation every time. So I may not go live somewhere, but I'll definitely be out the country or something.
Kayvon, great year last year. Good luck this year. Stay healthy. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Can't believe you gave that man your cookie.
I'm still stunned by that. He gave him a cookie.
Right?